if you haven't heard about the news recently, Logan Paul is issuing refunds to some of the people that invested in his crypto zoo shitcoin and the NFT project that he was building. And Coffeezilla just went over all the blunders that Logan Paul made in this process, not just in the CryptoZoo space, how he didn't actually finish the game, how he promised he was going to finish the game, saying, "Oh, Coffeezilla, you know, who are you to say when the production line is finished or when the game's going to be complete?" Like, come on, dude. We kind of all knew that it wasn't going to ever come. When I heard that the CryptoZoo project was in the dirt, I was not surprised at all. And he goes over how only 12% of people are really getting the refund. 88% of the people that invested into Logan Paul's vision are totally just they're in freezing water. They can't move. They don't have any avenue. They're not getting any of their money back. And there's only a 1 month base buyback period, I guess, that Logan Paul's offering. So I'm sure a significant portion of the 12% aren't even going to get their money back either. But yeah, guys, we went over it in my stream, talked about it a little bit. I pretty much felt like I was hearing my video over again that I made a few days ago on this whole situation, because Coffeezilla basically hit every point that I did. And yeah, it's a wild ride. I mean, it really doesn't make Logan Paul look like any better of a guy, because we all know he has the money to just pay back everyone, and that would be the optimal move for him. Just to pay back everyone, have this experience be behind him. Okay, the CryptoZoo project's dead, but at least you did actually show an attempt to get back a portion of the reputation that you totally shit down the drain. So yeah, guys, let's take a look. I want to see Coffeezilla's latest video on Logan Paul's refund.
Logan Paul is refunding people he scammed if they promise to stop suing him for the vastly larger amount he may owe them. And honestly, I'm conflicted, because on the one hand, victims getting money is always great, and I'm proud that our investigation led to some real consequences. But
I know exactly what he's gonna say. It's exactly what I said in my video. It's a good thing for some people. It's better than nothing. Most of the time when you get scammed in the crypto space, you're fucked. You are immediately, your asshole gets ripped in two, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's DOA. You are not getting any of your money back. At least some of the victims are getting their money back, but it's a whopping 12%.
Can't pretend that things are fixed or fine for people who entrusted me with their story, when that's just not true. So here's the real, more complicated story in 3 parts: the refund offer, the zoo tokens, the lawsuit, starting with the most important part. And if you get one thing from this story, this should be it. These are the estimated damages in CryptoZoo, $18.5 million, which comes from a combination of ZooCoin and NFT sales. And then this much smaller percentage of that pie is what Logan is actually offering to refund, on the condition, though, that all of the people who spent the last year suing him for the larger damages drop their case. So that's a refund of only 12% to drop 100% of the case that, as far as I can tell, Logan may be losing. Put in that light, then, this refund starts to look less like a good faith attempt to make things right and more like a cynical bargaining chip to avoid getting in even more trouble. And a careful look at these refunds conditions show that Logan is even less serious of a person you may give him credit for. Logan is offering only a 1-month claim window for this refund, given a year after waiting, and hidden in this wall of text is the most shocking part, which is that he's not releasing the CryptoZoo game at all, which I know we all kind of knew that, but is actually insane, because that's the thing, to be clear, he's sold millions of dollars of NFTs for and tens of millions of dollars of in-game CryptoZoo tokens for. I knew he wasn't going to make it, right? We all get that. But I watched for 3 years as Logan's fans, and that's what these investors were. They were fans of Logan Paul. They spent 3 years
exactly what I said.
Game, and the entire time, he told them he was working on it. And I thought, even at my most
the whole time he was saying, "I'm working on it. I'm getting new people to work on CryptoZoo. Don't worry. Everyone sit back down. Give him a little pat on the head." But we all knew that was never going to fucking happen.
Logan would at least crap out some abomination that he described as a game that limped past our lowest collective expectations. But I was wrong. I mean, I wasn't wrong the first
Oh
time.
no. Oh god. He has a higher expectation of Logan Paul than I do. For fuck's sake, I knew he was not going to make a game. Every time he mentioned it, he was like, "Oh, I'm working on it." It was like just some half-assed answer, like trying to avoid the topic altogether, because he knew in the back of his head, I'm not making this shit. But he just kind of held out hope. It was like a stalling tactic.
Time he said I was wrong when he said he was going to still finish the game. I was wrong that he was going to do it at all.
But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it.
Oops. So much for...
I actually forgot he said that. I totally forgot that he was like, CryptoZoo is fucking coming. I am gonna make damn sure of it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Actually, you know what? If I have to poop it out tomorrow, it's gonna fucking happen. Yeah, but I knew that was a load of fucking horse dick when nothing happened. Like after that video he made, it was like radio silence for a year. So yeah,
Making damn sure of it because there's no game. This is what makes this such a massive con. This guy sold millions in NFTs, tens of millions of Zoo tokens, and he's not even going to release the thing he promised this whole time. This is why it's such a slap in the face. These investors spent 3 years waiting for a game. Not only that, 2 years waiting for an update, which he never gave, and then a year suing him. And after all of that, all he offers is a 12% refund, no game, 30 days to accept. So look, Logan's already taking heat for making good on a promise that he made a year late, but that's not even true. He's not making good on this promise because it's not the same promise. Last year, what he promised was no strings attached buyback and you get a game. This year, it's please drop your lawsuit and you don't get a game, which is
and only
incredible
12%
to
of
me
people
that
get their
there
shit
are
back.
Influencers out there like KSI parading this around like a win for Logan Paul.
Exactly. Oh my god. Hold on. If you go to Twitter, fuck's sake, I don't know if I can show this or not, but if you go to Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, all the comments are like praising him, like, oh my god, Logan Paul, the fucking god of the century. He's given back all this money, blah blah blah. They're brain fucked. Holy shit. It is baffling to see. And okay, if you look at the damn comments, fair play, keep the good energy rolling. What the fuck are you talking about? And he keeps backtracking, like what he's saying. He's a bunch of fucking PR mumbo dick. Logan Paul setting founder ethics and NFT buyer resolution standards for web wasn't on the bingo card, but we love to see it. What a fucking fucked way of looking at it. Holy shit. Coffeezilla when he can't use Logan's name to pay his rent any longer. Who is this guy and what the fuck is he talking about? How are the people looking at this as an absolute win? Is beyond me. What in tar nation is going on right now? He said Logan is a little off his rocker, has been for a long time. No, he's not off his rocker. He's just corrupted by money and fame. He's just totally fucking corrupted. I think I've seen politicians less corrupt than Logan Paul. He just says stuff for the time being that gets him out of hot water for a little bit and then ends up backpedaling the whole time. Like I said in my video, he consistently is able to ruin his reputation over and over again after somehow managing to shit pile it back up. Like, it's actually it's impressive how he's able to kill his reputation and then build it back up again so many fucking times in a row.
Some sort of hero for offering a year late half-baked settlement offer. KSI says, what will the haters say now? I don't know. How about where's the game? Where's the art? Where's the millions invested? Where's the motivation for this tweet? Oh, wait. KSI is a co-founder with Logan and Prime. So, of course, that makes KSI Logan's new biggest fan. But seeing as how Logan treats his biggest fans, don't say I didn't warn you. So that's part one, the refund. Now part two is the Zoo tokens. Remember, there were two parts to crypto.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like KSI is going to be the one getting the short end of the stick for sure. There's going to be something that comes out and KSI is going to get fucked in the ass and they're going to end up ending their partnership and it's going to be a bunch of shit water.
Egg NFTs. Now, the tokens were the vast amount of damages that were actually caused. while the NFT sales were much lower. Logan conveniently wants to refund this much smaller part of his game, the NFTs, while pretending that these zoo tokens were never a real part. They were just gambling. Now, this was sort of less bad when the game was still going to come out because, you know, it made some sense. Maybe you'd still have these tokens, but now it makes no sense at all. From Logan's statement,
because the tokens
this
are
buyback
just
is a way
fake.
for me to make whole those who intended to play CryptoZoo. The buyback is not intended to compensate those who gambled on the crypto market and lost. So he's describing people who bought his in-game currency as gamblers.
Yeah,
But
I was
that's
about to
confusing.
say, isn't the in-game currency okay? The way that I thought it was going to work is that they were going to have this in-game currency, and the currency was going to be the tokens. It was going to be the CryptoZoo tokens or whatever, and then they were going to use the tokens to buy the NFTs. Maybe he's about to
Because
say
the whole point of these zoo tokens was to buy the egg NFTs and play the game. That's
Holy fuck.
literally how it worked, according to him. So instead, he calls people gamblers, despite also saying, quote, Zoo Token was created to support the CryptoZoo game and its players. It was, quote, not intended to be an investment vehicle. So how can he say that, then turn around and say people who bought this were gambling? If it's not an investment, how can you refund people who intended to play CryptoZoo if you don't refund people who bought the token that was, quote,
they didn't gamble on the crypto market. They thought you were coming out with a game. They thought that they were going to have this money to use for the game and purchase NFTs, and then they were going to, I guess, have the NFTs. I don't know. They expected a fucking game. Like,
created to support the CryptoZoo game. You can't. It makes no sense. And this is why I say this isn't even close to a full refund. And now that he's abandoning the game, what we actually have is millions of dollars of in-game currency Logan sold that he won't pay back. Which brings us to the final part of this story. The third part, the lawsuit. After telling all his fans that they were gamblers who lost, Logan has one final surprise. He says, quote, I have filed a lawsuit in federal court in Texas to hold these bad actors accountable, people who ruin CryptoZoo. But what Logan doesn't tell you is that Texas lawsuit is something he's being sued in already. He's a defendant in the lawsuit that he links in his tweet. He's just cross-suing his co-defendants. Like, he's already being sued, and he's just re-suing.
God, Logan Paul is such a shit post of a human being. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the whole virtual ownership thing doesn't make any sense to me. Oh yeah, the whole NFT thing is just a bunch of, it is just, it doesn't exist. Like, it's not real. It's just made up value. It's not an actual thing.
The same guys who are already being sued. And who are these secret bad actors Logan's going to hold accountable anyways? Turns out it's his employees he hired, Eddie Ibanez and Crypto King, which all of us already knew because I investigated the story a year ago. But imagine my surprise when Logan Paul tries to rewrite my investigation to pretend he did all the work himself and uncovered the real scam of CryptoZoo while simultaneously trying to erase his part in it. He says, and I find this very funny because I spent a year on that story, quote, this lawsuit is the result of an exhaustive investigation that included the review of the entirety of conversations. You'd be forgiven to think he was quoting my investigation. He's not. He copied it and tried to rewrite it to make himself look good. In this lawsuit, he says things like, hey guys, turns out Eddie Ibanez's entire backstory was a fabrication, including the MIT NFL story. Can you believe it? It's like, yeah.
Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, so Logan Paul is trying to claim that he didn't know that it was a fabrication. What a fucking holy shit.
You know. And then he goes, yeah, well, you won't believe what I discovered. Crypto.
She's sleeping.
Well, her food's upstairs.
All right, I'll bring her up in a second.
Crypto King secretly sold tokens. Yeah, we know. Logan just shamelessly rips off my work claim for claim without citing me. I mean, he says things like Mr. Greenbaum would later admit that he made millions of dollars through his surreptitious sales of Zoo tokens. But where did Logan find that admission? Was it perhaps when he investigated my video? Time and time again, this lawsuit copies my work, but is embarrassed to cite it. So
Jesus
they even
Christ.
have to say things like, based on public reports. What public report? Mr. Ibanez made approximately $1.7 million.
To be fair, I
from
guess
selling
it is.
Zoo tokens.
I guess it
I
is
could
public
swear I've
reports.
heard
I
that
don't know.
before. And for my calculations, he made about $1.7 million. Now look, I don't usually mind people using my work, But it's kind of a little strange that Logan is simultaneously trying to discredit my work, saying this lawsuit is not based on snippets of conversation taken out.
The whole thing is that Logan Paul was trying to say that, Coffeezilla, your work is dog shit. You are totally wrong about everything. You don't know the whole story at all. And then he tries to take his work and fucking copy it. Oh my God. Logan Paul.
Context, a snipe at my investigation, while then stealth quoting it to pretend that they did any real legwork. And look, if you found that shameless, that he tries to steal my work and pass it off as his own investigation, this next part gets even worse. Because Logan's story this whole time has been that it's all other people's fault. You know, it's just bad actors. Everyone but him was bad. He was always well-intentioned. But his timeline contradicts him. According to his investigation, which is actually my investigation.
Oh shit, Coffeezilla's caught him in a fucking lie.
In August and October of 2021, he learns that Jake Greenbaum and Eddie Ibanez are bad news, and he kicks them out of his team. So what does he do after that? He's gotten rid of the bad actors. Can't blame them anymore, right? Does he make CryptoZoo? No. For a full year before I made my video, Logan Paul had full control over his project. He admits it in his own lawsuit. And he did nothing. He said nothing. So how does he avoid accountability now? Well, enter the whipping boy Jeff. That's right. Manager Jeff is making one last appearance. Logan blames Jeff for screwing up September 2021 through 2022. But you know what he doesn't mention? What he'll never mention? The real reason the project didn't get back on track is not because of Eddie, not because of Crypto King, but because Logan's own team stopped paying developers who were working on rebuilding the game. So those people stopped working on CryptoZoo.
And the most baffling thing about this whole situation is that Logan could afford to pay the developers himself. If he really wanted this game to come to fruition, he didn't need other people to back him. He didn't need other people to help him. He could have funded it himself, but he didn't care about that. I think he just wanted, I don't know, profit, I guess. How does he still have fans? To all honest God, I do not know. He literally gives off the same vibes as that toxic streamer from earlier. Exactly. He consistently gets on stream and belittles his own brother. It's actually embarrassing. It's bad. It's terrible. Every clip of him that I ever see is either about CryptoZoo, it's about him just being a straight up asshole, or him talking to Jake and just belittling him, making him feel like a piece of shit or like lower than him. So actually, you're right on the fucking money. It seems just like the Caitlyn Dilly situation.
And that's when I found it. The game was dead. It had been dead for months. And that's when I made a big stink out of it. Meaning, it was 100% within Logan's power to save this game. I'm not saying nobody else did bad things, but Logan ultimately had over a year to launch.
But then also, he could have gotten investors. Like, I'm sure he's a well-known dude. Many investors would have given him the money to finish this game. So, like, I just don't see actual reason as to why he wouldn't be able to do it, unless he would just was too lazy to finish it. I don't know.
Make things right, and he didn't, for financial reasons. Not because someone backstabbed him. He just didn't want to spend the money it would take to make things right.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? That is still true now. It is still 100% within Logan Paul's power as a near billionaire with Prime to make things right, fully right, with his fans.
Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm hearing myself talk over again. Jesus, mother of God, this is exactly what I said in my fucking video.
Who he scammed. And if he did, gave a full refund, we would all celebrate. Me foremost. But will he?
Holy shit,
or
I'm
will
gonna
he
do
try to
jumping
dodge
jacks.
Responsibility, cheap out, rip his fans off, and avoid accountability? I think it's the latter. So, those are the three main points. You're all caught up. To recap, part one, refunds. They're being used as a bargaining chip to drop a lawsuit, and so he never has to produce this game, which has been promised for 3 years, and he's sold tens of millions of dollars for. Part two is the Zoo tokens. He's pretending they're not for a game that they definitely were for to avoid refunding people, when in fact he admits they were created to support the game. Part three is the lawsuit, where he stole my investigation, tried to pass it off as his own, but just cuts out the part where he did everything wrong and leaves out the entire year where he was solely in charge of the project. No bad actors. He could have fixed everything, but he didn't, because He's cheap and doesn't want to pay anybody. Anyway, I hope that catches you up with what's been going on, and I hope we as a community can have the nuance and complexity to hold in our minds two things at the same time as true. One, it's always good if victims get any money back, and we should celebrate that. However, number two is that doesn't mean we can't fight for 100% of what they deserve. And Logan Paul is not a hero for doing this or making things right. He's a serial scammer who's offering a minority refund as a last-ditch effort to save his wallet and his reputation.
Yeah, no, for real, I feel like I just rewatched my fucking video that I posted, except for this is like more sophisticated. My God, this is exactly what I said. He has the money to pay everyone back. What? Save your reputation. If you really want reputation protection, just pay the people back. For fuck's sake, if you're supposedly a self-made billionaire or whatever, or almost a billionaire, $18 million should be nothing to you. And then boom, that's one thing you don't have to worry about anymore. But no, he's cheap. He doesn't want to pay anybody, but it doesn't make any sense. When you have that much money, or as much money as Logan Paul has, unless I'm totally way off base and he has nowhere near the amount of money that I think he has, then it shouldn't be a big deal to just shill out $18 million and have it be over with, because he has the company of Prime, right? He's going to continue to make money from Prime. It's not like he doesn't have a source of income coming in. He has his podcast. I don't really know what he does on YouTube anymore in terms of that stuff, but overall, why not just pay everyone back? Then everyone's like, okay, you didn't make the game. Who gives a fuck? Everyone got their money back. It's like ground zero. It's like it never happened, or well, it still happened, but it's a lot better than paying 2.5 million back of the 18 million, and you only have a month. You only have a single month to actually get that claim in, and once you submit that claim, you can't even go after him for any extra damages. So once again, another slam dunk by Coffeezilla. I mean, we all knew that this was coming. When Logan Paul said that he was doing the CryptoZoo buyback program, I knew immediately that Coffeezilla was going to be all over it, especially after I figured out that he was only refunding 12% of his the people that decided to invest in this crypto coin, crypto NFT project. I knew Coffeezilla was just going to totally shit on him, and I didn't even know about Logan Paul using a portion of Coffeezilla's own investigation in his own court case, and then not even saying that he took it from Coffeezilla or giving him any credit whatsoever. But then again, it looks weird on his side because he's trying to discredit Coffeezilla, saying all this information that you seem to have against me is totally false. None of it's true. It's a bunch of baloney. It's all baloney. And yeah, it just doesn't really look great for Logan Paul. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought down in the comments. That's all I got. See ya.